Food and Wine magazine named Dale Talde 2013 People's Best New Chef. And while he was born in Chicago, he is now a star in one of New York's hippest neighborhoods, Park Slope, Brooklyn.
The son of Filipino immigrants, he's the chef and proprietor of 3 restaurants there, Talde, Thistle Hill Tavern, and Pork Slope. And we are delighted to welcome Chef Dale Talde to the dish. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me.
What do we got here to start with?
My ultimate dish was kind of homage to my heritage, and it's short rib curry curry. It's typically a stewed oxtail dish, and but at the restaurant we do it with short ribs. Just some asparagus with like a XO romesco sauce, some arrobada, which is skewered sweet potatoes with a maple tare and some bacon, and another one of my favorites, spam fried rice and fried apple pies.
Wow.
Now, I know that this is a very traditional Filipino dish.
Sure.
But I heard a rumor that when a family member tried this, they said it's really different than the traditional. Is that part of your cooking, tying the two worlds?
Absolutely. I mean, this is kind of like, it was a Christmas dish, and it was always my aunt would make a great pot of this. And when I wanted to bring it to the restaurant, I said, you know, I'm going to turn it into my version of this. And I think the restaurants all in general have this idea of something very familiar with something kind of new and different.
Both of your parents are Filipino immigrants.
Yes, yes.
What was that influence on your cooking?
I mean, it's, I think there's a humbleness to, there's a humility to what we do at the restaurants. You know, we don't take ourselves very serious. We don't take ourselves very seriously, but we take what we do very seriously. And I think that's, our family's fun-loving, and it shows in the food and kind of when we get together, and that's a lot of the influence.
So where is Chicago and all this food? Where did that come up to play in your dishes, or do they?
The fried apple pie
Right.
for us, and you know, there's not a lot of desserts in Asian cuisine, but you know, growing up in Chicago, it's kind of a very meat and potatoes, very blue-collar town, and I think, you know, it shows in that dish.
Where did your love of cooking come from?
Definitely came from my parents. I mean, my dad always was a hardworking guy, and he always came home to a meal. And my mom always prepared. There was always rice at the house, and that's where a lot, I think, when you see that, it was the first thing I learned how to make was a pot of rice when I was like 8 years old.
Right.
And from there, you understand that a meal is very important to a family.
I want to talk a little bit about the notion of how you create this food. I know you believe that Asian food hits certain senses that's different than other types of cuisine. Talk about that. How is Asian food different and the way you do it different?
I think that when you look at Asian cuisine, there has to be this like sweet, sour, salty, bitter, sour. It kind of hits all those points on your palate. So we definitely go for that at the restaurant. You know, we don't shy away from big, bold flavors. You know, if something's supposed to be spicy, it's meant to be spicy. If it's something's supposed to be sour and sweet, it's going to be sour and sweet. So we definitely don't shy away from big, bold flavors.
One of your Brooklyn restaurants, Pork Slope, has sort of classic American bar food.
Yes.
You went sort of a little bit outside your wheelhouse there.
Sure. I mean, it's for me, I've been cooking kind of Asian cuisine for the last 13, 14 years, and the last thing I wanted to do when I got out of work was eat a stir fry of noodle or some fried rice. So I always wanted a burger, and this was like, for me, our way of always being able to get that. A great burger, a great plate of nachos, you know, a pulled pork sandwich, some chicken wings. So that's our homage to, that was me culinary saying that this is what I want to eat after work.
Right.
I have to say, when we knew that we would be having you, the first thing I said, oh, the guy from Top Chef. But you're also the guy that did 3 restaurants in 1 year. So what is next for you? What do you want to do next?
You know, we're taking 2013 off, and we're trying to like really make those restaurants that we have right now as good as they can be. But there's some projects on the horizon that we're, you know, dabbling into, and you know, watch out for us, I think, in 2014.
I love how you say you're taking the year off, but you're still running 3 restaurants.
Sure,
I don't call that taking the year off.
No. But we're not trying to open any more new restaurants. But in 2014, you know, look out for what our restaurant group is, the 3 Kings of Kings County. Look out for what we're going to do. Hopefully make another splash. I
want to ask, though, since most of this is Filipino food or a version of it, how does the apple pie, what we end the meal, fit into all of this?
Well, I'm a Filipino American, you know, and it's a very, it's a distinct group. You're a Phil-Am. You're not Filipino. You're not really American. So this was my homage to kind of me growing up in Chicago and being American.
Right. I have to say, it does hit all the senses. It really is a delicious meal, and I think you know the tradition here. We'd love to have you put your name on that for us and add it to our wall of famous chefs. Chef Dale Talde, thank you so much for coming here. And for more on the dish, head to our website at cbsnews.com/CBS This Morning.